Hello everyone, my name is David. Today we are going to take a look at another horrible case with you. In the city of Gaya, in the Indian state of Bihar, there lived a man named Manish Sinha. Manish was a married man and his wife's name was Rajeshwari Srivastava. The two had recently gotten married, so not much time had passed since they had tied the knot. One day, Manish's wife, Rajeshwari, expressed her desire to go on a trip with her husband. She shared this idea with Manish, and then the couple decided that they should travel to Nepal. After making this decision, Manish and Rajeshwari began preparing for their trip to Nepal. Eventually, the couple reached the airport, and on June 1st, 2018, they boarded their flight and set off from India to Nepal. Soon after the two of them arrived in Nepal via flight. They had only planned to stay in Nepal for a day or two. Then the couple reached Pyrahawa in Nepal and visited all the tourist spots there. However, after spending 2 days sightseeing in Nepal, they began planning to return to India the next day. But when Manish told his wife Rajeshwari that it was time to return to India, Rajeshwari said she wanted to spend a little more time in Nepal. Manish told his wife that he had some important work, so it was necessary for them to return to India. Rajeshwari then told Manish that he should return to India alone. She also told him that Nepal was a wonderful place and she wanted to spend some more time there. After hearing this from his wife, Manish didn't pressure his wife and decided to return to India alone. Their return flight was actually scheduled for June 3rd, but on that day, Manish boarded the flight alone and returned from Nepal to India. At that time, Rajeshwari remained alone in Nepal. Manish allowed his wife Rajeshwari to stay alone in Nepal because she was educated and very sensible. Before marriage, Rajeshwari had traveled alone several times, which is why Manish didn't object to her staying in Nepal by herself. Before getting married, Rajeshwari Srivastava used to live alone in a neighborhood called Saraswatipuram in the Gorakhpur district of Uttar Pradesh. Her parents used to call her Raki. Raki's parents also lived in a neighborhood called Bilantpur in Gorakhpur. Raki and Manish Sinha had gotten married in February 2018. Manish Sinha's home was in Lohagara village, which falls under the Wazirganj police station area in the Gaya district of Bihar. Their marriage was a love marriage, and Manish and Raki got married legally in court. However, Raki's family did not want their daughter to marry Manish. They tried several times to stop Raki from marrying him. But after Raki and Manish married each other, her parents eventually accepted Manish as their son-in-law. After the wedding, Raki moved to her in-laws' house in the Gaya district. There, Manish's parents also accepted Raki as their daughter-in-law. Manish Sinha came from a good family and was also a member of the Indian Army. After the wedding, Manish Sinha spent some time with his wife, Raki, and then returned to his duty. Raki was left alone in the house with Manish's parents. Because Manish had gone back to his duty, Raki began to feel very lonely and started waiting for him to return. Manish loved his wife, Raki, very much, so just a few months later he came back home again on holiday. During this time, Manish and Raki had decided to travel to Nepal, but now Manish had returned from Nepal to his home in Gaya, Bihar, while his wife, Raki, was still in Pyrahawa, Nepal. After returning to India, whenever Manish got a chance to talk to his wife, he would speak to her over the phone. After coming to India from Nepal, Manish had spoken to his wife, Rajeshwari Srivastava, a total of 3 times. They spoke once on the evening of June 3rd, then again on June 4th, and for the 3rd time during the day on June 5th. But when Manish Sinha called his wife again that evening, Raki did not answer his call. That time, Rajeshwari Srivastava's phone rang completely and then disconnected by itself. Manish assumed that maybe his wife was tired from traveling and was resting, which is why she wasn't answering his call. The next day, June 6, 2018, Manish called his wife Raki again. But again, Raki did not answer his call. When this happened a second time, Manish began to worry about his wife, Rakhi. Sometime later, Manish saw that his wife was online on WhatsApp, so at that moment he tried calling her on WhatsApp too. But Rakhi didn't answer his WhatsApp call either. Manish also sent her a message on WhatsApp, but she didn't reply to that either. Rakhi was online on WhatsApp, but was neither answering her husband's calls nor responding to his messages. Besides that, Rakhi was also active on several other social media platforms like Facebook and Facebook Messenger. But even there, she wasn't replying to Manish at all. Time continued to pass like this, and as time went on, Manish's concern for his wife, Rakhi, kept growing. Even after that, Manish kept trying many times to talk to her. But what was surprising to him was that Rakhi's phone had never been switched off even once during this entire time. Additionally, Rakhi was seen reading messages in several WhatsApp groups with her friends and family, but she never replied in those groups either. Her husband, Manish, was noticing all this and wondered why, despite being online and reading everyone's messages, Rakhi was still not answering his calls. After that, Manish waited a little longer for his wife, Rakhi. Rakhi continued to appear online on social media many times, but still, she didn't message anyone. Manish then told all of this to Rakhi's brother, Amar Prakash Srivastava. Rakhi's brother was very surprised to hear all this from Manish because he too had tried calling and messaging Rakhi several times during that period. But Rakhi hadn't responded to him either, nor had she spoken to him on the phone. All of this seemed very strange to Rakhi's family as well. At that time, they also couldn't understand why their daughter Rakhi was behaving like this. In fact, until then, Rakhi's brother Amar hadn't told Manish any of this. After learning all this, Rakhi's brother Amar began to suspect his sister's husband, Manish. In fact, Amar felt that his brother-in-law, Manish, had something to do with Rakhi's disappearance. Following this suspicion, by June 24, 2018, Amar filed a kidnapping complaint against Manish at the Shahpur police station in Gorakhpur. After Amar filed the complaint, the police registered an NFIR by July 4th under Indian Penal Code Section 366, which pertains to kidnapping, and Section 506, which pertains to criminal intimidation. This fear created serious problems for Manish, as he was already distressed over the disappearance of his wife, Rakhi, and now his brother-in-law had also filed a case against him. After that, the Gorakhpur police picked up Manish Sinha and started interrogating him. Manish completely denied all the allegations that his brother-in-law, Amar, had made against him. He explained everything to the police in detail, and at that time, the police also interrogated Manish thoroughly. Manish told the police that he had even gone back to Nepal to look for his wife. He visited the same hotel in Pairahawa, Nepal, where the couple had stayed earlier, and inquired about Rakhi. But at the hotel, he learned that after he had checked out and returned to India, his wife, Rakhi, had also left the hotel the very next day. This information shocked Manish at the time. He continued searching for Rakhi in Nepal for 2 more days, but even then, he couldn't find any clue about her, so he returned to India again. After hearing all this, the police also checked Manish's phone records. From this, they confirmed that Manish had tried to contact Rakhi several times, but Rakhi never responded. In fact, after learning all this, the police no longer suspected Manish Sinha, which is why they eventually gave him a clean chit. But then the question remained, where had Rakhi gone? Finding Rakhi was becoming increasingly difficult for the police, and her parents were also putting a lot of pressure on them to locate their daughter. One of the biggest complications in this case was that it had now crossed India's borders, so the case was handed over from Gorakhpur Police to the Uttar Pradesh Special Task Force, STF. In India, the STF is a special police unit formed to handle violent crimes, terrorism, or other specialized situations. Since Rakhi's case came under the STF's jurisdiction, they had been investigating it very thoroughly. and carefully. During the investigation, the STF had also tracked the location of Rocky's phone. At that time, her phone was located in Guwahati, a city in the state of Assam. Even then, Rocky's phone remained on. But like before, she wasn't communicating with anyone. After some time, Rocky left a WhatsApp group and stopped being active on WhatsApp altogether. The exact time her account became inactive was around 11:30 p.m. on October 4th, 2018. That was the last confirmed time she was online. After that, Rocky was never seen online again, and her location also went dark. By then, the STF had already been investigating the case for 4 to 5 months, yet they still had not found any information confirming whether Rocky was alive. Then, during that same time, the Nepal police sent photographs of a woman's dead body to the Uttar Pradesh STF staff. The officer who received those photographs in India wasn't involved with Rocky's case at the time and had no knowledge about it either. Yet, despite that, the officer recognized the woman in those photographs. A person had informed the Nepal police about the woman's dead body on June 8, 2018. After receiving this information, the Nepal police quickly reached the location. Upon arrival, the police took possession of the body. The woman's body was found lying at the base of a hill in Sarangkot, Pokhara, Nepal. However, the Nepal police didn't find any ID proof or documents near the body, making it extremely difficult for them to identify her. The police then sent the body for a post-mortem. Shortly afterward, the post-mortem report was released. It stated that the woman had suffered multiple fractures and internal bleeding. It also mentioned that approximately 48 hours had passed since her death, and alcohol was found in her body. After learning all this from the post-mortem report, the Nepal police began to consider the possibility that the woman might have fallen from the hill while heavily intoxicated. Still, the police made great efforts to identify her, but were unable to find any information. The Nepal police even investigated nearby police stations in the area where the body was found, but none of those stations had received a missing complaint matching the description of the woman. Time kept passing during the attempts to identify her, and no police station came forward to claim the body either. After quite some time had passed in this manner, the Nepal police eventually performed her last rites themselves. But before doing so, they preserved all her photographs, forensic reports, post-mortem report, and every other piece of information. Over time, the Nepal police began to feel that the woman might not be a resident of Nepal, but possibly a tourist. That could explain why no one had come forward to inquire about her. With that in mind, the Nepal police sent her photographs to India's STF. Now, the STF officer who recognized the woman just by looking at her photograph now told his senior STF officer that her name was Rocky Srivastava. Upon hearing that name, the senior officer felt the officer must know her well. In fact, only close acquaintances and people who knew her personally used to call her by the name Rocky. The senior officer also felt that this officer could be of great help in solving the case. That's why the officer was added to the investigation team. Now, STF also wanted to know that if Rocky's dead body had already been found by Nepal police on June 8th, then who was using her phone afterward? On top of that, it was already December and her phone was still active. But the most shocking part was that whoever was using Rocky's phone at that time was so active on it that it seemed as if Rocky herself was using it. STF was now wondering, even if someone had stolen Rocky's phone, why would that thief continue using Rocky's WhatsApp or social media accounts? A thief would normally delete all that and use their own WhatsApp and social media on the device. But now, the big question for STF was, who was using Rocky's phone? The STF team was investigating Rocky's case very thoroughly, but Rocky's parents and her brother kept blaming Manish repeatedly. However, on the other hand, in order to investigate the case even more thoroughly, the STF team also traveled from India to the Pokhara region of Nepal, where the Nepal police had found Rocky's dead body. After reaching the location, the STF communicated with the local police there. The Nepal police informed the STF that when they found the woman's dead body, there was nothing with her, no items or ID proof that could be used to identify her. Besides that, the Nepal police also couldn't determine which hotels the woman had stayed at in Nepal. This was because, at that time, many hotels in Nepal did not have CCTV cameras. But then the STF team also wanted to know how that STF officer knew Rocky and how he was able to recognize her so quickly just by looking at her photographs. After that, the STF officer shared the entire story of how he knew Rocky with the other STF officers. He told them that before becoming an STF officer, he used to be a bodyguard for a doctor at a hospital, and that doctor was friends with Rocky. The doctor used to visit Saraswati Puram occasionally to meet Rocky, and the two of them used to spend a lot of time together. The doctor's name was Dharmendra Pratap Singh, and he was also known as Dr. D.P. Singh. That doctor had a hospital in Dawatpur, Gorakhpur, located on the Canal Road, and the hospital's name was Aryan Hospital. Now, the STF had a new ray of hope to solve this case. They felt that way because ever since they found out that Rocky had ties with this doctor, they believed that he might be able to help them in solving her case in some way. But one thing was also clear: the STF couldn't just pick up the doctor directly for questioning. Moreover, they had to keep in mind that Indian authorities couldn't easily access information about phone activity in foreign countries, even if the person involved was an Indian national who had traveled abroad. Additionally, if someone stole a phone in India and started using it in Nepal, the police couldn't track or trace that phone's location without permission from the government of that country. So the STF first got permission from the Nepal government and retrieved Rocky's call details and location data. After that, they also checked Manish's location in Nepal. Manish's Nepal location details revealed he was with Rocky in Nepal from June 1st to June 3rd. But after that, Manish returned to Bihar. After Manish returned to Bihar, Rocky's location shifted from Pairahawa to Pokhara in Nepal. In Nepal's Kaski district, there is a waterfall named David Falls. Rocky's location was traced near that waterfall. Rocky's call details also showed that she had a conversation with Dr. D.P. Singh on June 2nd. Later, when the STF retrieved Rocky's older call details, they discovered that Rocky used to speak with Dr. D.P. Singh even earlier. Dr. D.P. Singh had also gone to Nepal to meet Rocky on June 4th. He bought another SIM card in Nepal and recharged it with a prepaid balance using a mobile top-up card. A Nepalese number appeared in Rocky's call records, and Dr. D.P. Singh's location matched Rocky's location. This confirmed that the person using that Nepalese number was none other than Dr. D.P. Singh himself. These call records of Rocky were enough for the STF to now easily detain Dr. D.P. Singh for questioning. Shortly after that, in December 2018, the STF arrested Dr. D.P. Singh. But Dr. D.P. Singh wasn't telling the STF anything truthfully and was denying all the allegations made against him. After that, the STF began investigating the case even more deeply. From June 4th to June 6th, D.P. Singh's location was in Nepal along with Rocky. After that, D.P. Singh came back to Gorakhpur, and Rocky's location at that time was in Guwahati. The STF then began investigating how D.P. Singh traveled from India to Nepal. They examined whether he went by flight, by road, or used public transport. Along with this, the STF also wanted to know whether D.P. Singh went to Nepal alone or if someone else was with him. While continuing the investigation in this manner, the STF eventually found out about one of D.P. Singh's drivers, whose name was Pramod Kumar Singh. After learning all this, the STF began looking into how many private vehicles went from India to Nepal around June 4th. While investigating this, the STF found out that at the Sonauli border of Nepal, Pramod Kumar Singh had also obtained the same customs pass. In fact, if anyone travels from India to Nepal by road, they must get a customs pass for their vehicle before taking it into Nepal. This customs pass is a permit that allows Indians to take their vehicles into Nepal easily. However, the vehicle must return from Nepal before the customs pass expires, though people can also renew this pass. Pramod Kumar used a photocopy of his driving license to obtain that customs pass. After this much investigation, the STF had now confirmed that this Pramod Kumar was indeed DP Singh's driver. After this, the police picked up the driver and began questioning him strictly, and he eventually began telling the police everything truthfully. The driver told the police that he was present with Dr. DP Singh at that time, and along with them was an employee from Doctor's Hospital. That employee's name was Desh Deepak Nishad. All three of them had gone to Nepal together in a Scorpio car. Apart from all this, one of the most important facts was that the location of the driver and the employee was also detected in Nepal, along with Rocky. But even after gathering so much evidence, the STF eventually picked up that hospital employee of Dr. DP Singh and began questioning him as well. That hospital employee also started telling the full truth. After picking up both of them, the STF then picked up Dr. DP Singh once again. The doctor was extremely surprised to see his driver and employee. After questioning all three together, a new story came to light for the STF. The STF found out that in 2006, Raki was living in Bilanpur with her parents, her two brothers, and a sister. Raki's father, Har Ram Srivastava, was an officer in the electricity department and had already retired. At one point, Raki's father fell ill and had to be admitted to a hospital. That hospital was Aryan Hospital, owned by Dr. DP Singh. It was during that time that Doctor met Raki for the first time, and during that first meeting, he fell in love with her. However, DP Singh was already a married man, but even so, he developed an inappropriate interest in Raki. After that, the two gradually started talking to each other, and over time they became good friends. But after some time, Raki's father recovered and returned home. Even after her father got better, Raki often visited DP Singh at his hospital. Raki didn't know that the doctor was already married, and the doctor never told her anything about himself either. DP Singh's wife, Usha Singh, also didn't know that her husband was having an extramarital affair with another woman. Their affair went on for years, but then one day Raki found out from someone that the doctor was a married man. This revelation shocked her deeply and caused her great pain. After that, Raki left without telling the doctor and moved to the city of Gonda to distance herself from him. Raki had gone to Gonda to study for a Bachelor of Education degree, and after learning about the doctor's marriage, she also stopped communicating with him. This is how she quietly started distancing herself from him. But DP Singh couldn't stay away from Raki, so he reached out to her again and kept trying to persuade her. After some time, Raki agreed, and in 2011, the two of them got married at a temple in Gonda. Neither of their families knew about this at the time, but Raki couldn't keep it hidden from her family for long, and when they found out, the shock of it caused her father's death, and the rest of her family also cut ties with her. The doctor bought a house for Raki in Saraswatipuram, Shahpur. After that, Raki started living in that house, and the doctor used to visit her there. Because of all these things, the doctor's behavior changed drastically, and as a result, his first wife, Usha Singh, eventually found out everything about him. Usha Singh became very upset, and the doctor started distancing himself from Raki to make amends with his wife. But there was nothing more he could do, and Usha Singh also began distancing herself from him. When Usha pulled away, the doctor went back to Raki again. The truth was that he didn't want to leave either of the women. But then Usha Singh found out that doctor had gone back to Raki once again. Because of this, the doctor's wife, Usha, filed a case against her husband at the Kant police station in Gorakhpur. Due to the case, the doctor apologized to his first wife, Usha. and promised her that he would stay away from Rocky, asking her to withdraw the case. On the other hand, Rocky was pressuring the doctor to stay with her. But this time, D.P. Singh truly started distancing himself from Rocky. At that time, Rocky was also expecting the doctor's child, and both of them were very happy when they found out. But during delivery, due to complications, the baby, who was a girl, died, and this deeply devastated both the doctor and Rocky. However, the beauty of Rocky that once attracted Dr. D.P. Singh was slowly fading with time. Because of this, the doctor started living with his first wife, Usha, again. Rocky ended up alone, but the one thing that didn't change was the money the doctor used to send her every month. He still sent the same amount, and Rocky's expenses hadn't gone down. But more than the money, Rocky wanted the doctor's companionship. This led to fights and arguments between Rocky and the doctor. Frustrated by these fights, Rocky went to the Chinhat police station in Lucknow in 2017 and filed a case against the doctor for kidnapping and gang rape. Along with that, she also filed a sexual harassment case at the women's police station in Gorakhpur. Because of these two cases filed at the same time, the doctor's reputation in society was severely damaged, and his hospital also suffered greatly. To escape the disgrace, the doctor pleaded with Rocky and asked her to withdraw both cases. Eventually, Rocky agreed and withdrew the cases. At that time, Rocky was still living in the house in Saraswatipuram that the doctor had bought for her. It was in that same flat in Saraswatipuram where Rocky first met her husband, Manish Sinha. But the way the two met was that some of Manish's relatives also lived in a certain area of Saraswatipuram at the time, and Manish used to visit them occasionally. In fact, it was during one such visit that Manish met Rocky again, and during that meeting they began talking, and gradually they started getting closer. Eventually, after some time, the two of them even got married in court. While researching this case, we found that one news report claimed that at that time Manish did not know that Rocky was already married to a doctor. However, in contrast, another news report stated that Manish already knew everything about Rocky and still chose to marry her. On the other hand, the doctor also found out about Rocky's marriage with Manish Sinha. After Rocky got married, the doctor thought she would now leave him alone. But even after getting married, Ricky did not stop pursuing the doctor and instead started blackmailing him again. She told the doctor that she had some photos through which she could file another case against him. By blackmailing the doctor, Rocky extorted hundreds of thousands of rupees from him and also wanted to have the house transferred to her name, the same house the doctor had bought for her to live in. However, the doctor flat refused to transfer the house to her name because it was a property worth crores. Frustrated by Rocky's blackmailing, the doctor then plotted to kill her. He made 5 plans to kill Rocky, but he never gathered the courage to execute any of them. But then the doctor made a 6th and final plan to kill Rocky. He made this plan when Rocky herself called the doctor on June 2nd, 2018, and told him that she was currently in Nepal. After hearing this, the doctor decided that he would go to Nepal and kill her there. He included Pramod Kumar Singh and Deepak in his plan and promised them a 5,000 rupees salary increase from the next month, in addition to giving them some money for killing Rocky. To carry out the plan, the doctor called Rocky and said, "I'm coming to Nepal to meet you, so stay there until I arrive." Because of this, Rocky told her husband, Manish, to return to India alone, and she stayed back in Nepal on the pretext of traveling. On June 4th, 2018, the doctor, Pramod Kumar Singh, and Deepak arrived in Nepal. After reaching Nepal, they met Rocky and spent some time with her, even sightseeing around the city of Pokhara. After the outing, the doctor booked a hotel in Nepal that had no CCTV cameras. Then, on the evening of June 5th, he mixed some kind of intoxicating substance in alcohol and gave it to Rocky. After that, he took her up a hill. Once at the top, all 3 of them pushed Rocky off the hill, causing her to fall down. Before doing this, they took all her identification documents and ID proofs. According to their plan, they didn't switch off Rocky's phone. Instead, they gave her phone to someone and sent it to Guwahati. As per their plan, they also kept her social media accounts active. The Gorakhpur police and STF investigated this case very thoroughly. That's why, on December 21st, 2018, they officially arrested all 3 accused. The Gorakhpur police and STF also shared full details of the case with the media. From the possession of the 3 accused, they recovered a Scorpio car, Rocky's voter ID card, a Nepal phone recharge card, 2 PAN cards, 1 ATM card, and 4 phones. After that, all 3 were sent to jail. While in jail, the doctor applied for bail in the Gorakhpur Sessions Court, but his bail was rejected, and afterward he applied in the Allahabad High Court. Eventually, on May 20th, 2019, the doctor was granted bail by the Allahabad High Court. Ever since the doctor was granted bail, he has been out of jail. But the other 2 accused in this case are still behind bars. The trial has not yet started because the police still need Rocky's post-mortem report, along with several other documents. However, during this time, the Uttar Pradesh police did contact Interpol in September 2023 through India's Home and Foreign Ministries to obtain the post-mortem report and other forensic evidence from the Nepal police. But it seems the Uttar Pradesh police was not successful, and that's why the case stands where it does today. However, we will continue to keep an eye on this case, and if there is any new update in the future, we will share it through the David True Crime Channel's community post or in the comment box of this video. So with that, the Rocky Srivastava murder case comes to an end right here. If you appreciate our efforts, like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. Thank you, Kui.